What up, Tiger here? I'm a little tired. I look like crap, sorry. Anyways, excuse my appearance. Today's video is about travel expenses, okay? First of all, I would say budget $7,000. This is for your plane ticket. It could range from $900 to $2,000. That's round trip. You have 3 months, depending on your purpose, to come here, probably find a job, and once you get that job, they will sponsor you so you can stay here longer. So this is for people who's trying to basically get a job and extend their visa. So you have 3 months to find a job, so I suggest $7,000. That's for your plane ticket and 3 months of living, the cost of living in Tokyo. I suggest Tokyo or Osaka. This is better for English people. Tokyo has more jobs though, so I highly recommend Tokyo. That said, let's move on to salary. Let's talk about part-time versus full-time. Part-time salary, except no less than $15 an hour. There will be some companies out there trying to give you 10 to 12. You can make the same money at McDonald's. So don't accept it. It just makes it harder for everyone else. And of course they want to pay you cheaper because companies just want to make money off you. English people, we're just dancing clowns. We get paid for a face and we get paid for our ability to speak English. Okay, so part-time, don't accept less than 15. Full-time, averagely you're gonna get, starting out, especially with no experience, around $2,500. If you have experience, you have a teaching certificate, you might get a little bit more, maybe $3,000. And if you're actually geared for like teaching little kids, you know, childhood education, maybe $4,000 if you're lucky. If not, $2,500. We're working on $2,500 right now, okay? Let's talk about salary deductions, okay? Right off the top, since you're full-time, you're gonna pay like $300 towards insurance. This is gonna cover your medical as in dental, eyes, ears, whatever, your medical. Also, it's going into Social Security and paying for taxes. So that's that. Okay, now we're gonna go into food costs, okay? I don't know what type of person you are, because some people are just out there and they just love spending money on food. Their friends like, hey, we're going to pizza. You're like, hey, okay, let's go out to pizza, and they just go with them. You don't think about it, you just pay for it, you go. If you're like that, your food budget's probably $600 around there, maybe more. It depends on what you eat and where you eat it. Location is everything in Japan, okay? If you work hard, you can get your budget down to $200 a month. The cheapest I got my budget food-wise was about $150. $200 is good. So food. Vegetables are cheap. Rice is cheap. Meat is not. We have a range of meat. You get Australian meat, it's like the middle. American, the cheapest. And Japanese meat, the most expensive. Yeah, fruits, very expensive here. I'm guessing they must, you know, get them sent from other countries. Meaning they don't grow apples here, I guess. But fruit's very expensive. For your rent, $700 and $1,200, basically $1,200. Sorry, $700 and $1,200. And it depends on your budget, your situation. They have room shares. They have. If you look on Craigslist, you might find roommates. Most people probably start out room shares. Then from there, I'd suggest make friends with someone in your language, unless you're really, really trying to learn Japanese. I suggest your own language, because sometimes it's easy to get depressed, you know, and then speaking to someone who speaks the same language will make you feel better, you know. Outside these walls, everyone speaks Japanese. So you have the opportunity to speak Japanese and practice Japanese 24/7, but sometimes you want to speak to someone who's not Japanese. Let's talk about share houses for a minute. So the rooms I'm talking about, you might be able to find a room in someone's house, you know, like some local Japanese person's house, which might cost you, like I said, around $600–700. They do have these dormitory stuff, kind of like in college. So like first level guys, second level girls, next level guys again. You're sharing one central bathroom and one central kitchen, which is okay, I guess it could suck. You gotta keep in mind, like, these are typically international students, meaning they're not all like from America or westernized countries. A lot of them will be from Korea, China. I'm not saying that's bad, and just letting you know it's gonna be a very big mixture. And the problem is you got 20 people trying to cook in like one or two kitchens, which they might cook slowly. They might. It's just a pain in the ass. So it will be cheaper, but it could be terrible. Just saying. They do have smaller versions, more geared towards Western people. So, but again, the price might go up a little bit more, but you might find it well worth it. And also, depending on how much you spend, your room might or might not have air conditioning. Like currently, my room doesn't have air conditioning, and it's hotter than crap. Okay, so if you can put up with it, I can. I don't mind. It helps me sleep. Then you're fine. But if you need air conditioning, even an elevator in the building, these small things might cost you more. Yeah, so rent can range from $700 to $1,200. Let's say you find a job and you're traveling around at 45 minutes a day. That's gonna cost you maybe $150. If you're lucky, the job will pay your travel costs. The way it works is you pay it up front and they pay you back. So if you do it correctly, you can save money by like getting a monthly ticket. Like I was traveling 45 minutes from where I live currently. I paid $100 for a ticket to travel all the way there, and my company paid me $150 back because they were calculating the cost from my actual station to the main station, which I usually walked or skateboard. So I got an extra $50 just by getting a little bit of exercise. So that was kind of useful. Next, miscellaneous: shampoos, toothbrushes, shaving tools. Just whatever you need might cost between $100 to $200. In Japan, I've noticed that like they're a lot more expensive. Like deodorant, $7, which is crazy. You can go to Amazon JP and get like a pack of deodorant. It'll be still more expensive than say America, whatever, or your own country, but it will be cheaper. So you can do it like that if you prefer. And plus, most Japanese deodorants and stuff like that are aerosols. So it's a spray kind. So if you don't like that, that's going to get you too. And I don't know why. It seems like maybe it's universal, but when it comes to girl stuff, they charge more. Guys always get charged less. But when it comes to like maintenance and stuff, we both get screwed on that one. Okay, let's talk about your salary real quick. So you come here, you have 3 months to get a job. You find a job, you're making $2,500, okay? We've talked about insurance. That's $300, right? Minus $300. We talked about your rent. Let's just say that's $700. Let's talk about your travel. You got a job now, which is great. Yes, good for you. Let's say that's about $100. Miscellaneous goes up and down. For now, we'll just say $100. And one thing I forgot to mention, I'll just write this in here real quick, is fun. Budget for fun, okay? Every single weekend, your friends are going to want to go do something. Budget for it, okay? If you don't budget, you're going to find yourself spending too much money. And that's the biggest area people spend the most money. Budgeting for fun will help you. And usually that corresponds with food, especially because your friends will they'll stop at any random place like next to a station or at the station and be like, hey, want to go pizza here? And you'll be like, yeah, cool, because you don't want to rock the boat. It's like, no, yeah, cool, I can afford it. You probably can, but still you can't do that every day. No one can. So, and it depends on your friends. Like I had friends, they are super rich. Like their daddy is probably the owner of IKEA, so he had no problem buying. He could buy a yacht tomorrow, where I'm budgeting everything. Okay, so you just gotta be careful. So budget your fun. Like me, I budgeted my fun at like $100 to $200. You know, and I only had the weekends off. Most people do. So what is that? At $200, that's $50 a weekend. That's pretty good for if it's $200. You can do okay stuff for $50 a week, and I budgeted myself actually $100, so $25. That's enough to go to the club, get a drink, and maybe rent a video the next day. So it wasn't too bad. It kind of kept me in check because I love spending for fun. Who doesn't? So we're gonna shove another $100 for fun. Okay, let's just add this together real quick. Okay, that's $1,300. Okay, for your insurance, all that fun stuff. And I didn't like include clothing or anything else you might want to do. But either way, you're making $2,500. The cost of living is around $1,500. So you're saving about $1,000 to $1,200 basically, which is not bad. I don't know about anything else like student loans or anything like that. That's a whole different story. That's up to you. Anyways, let's talk about, so like I said, cost of living. Let's just say $1,500, okay? With $1,500, you can live in Tokyo and do okay and actually still have fun and still save money. Let's talk about savings real quick, okay? This is kind of the biggest thing, I think. Okay, shop locally, okay? If there's like a small little local, supermarket that's pretty cheap, or even dollar stores, shop there, okay? It's gonna be way cheaper in the long run, save you money. Cook your own dinner. So cook at home. Like when you get home, I know you're tired, but cook dinner for that night, and then have half of it for your lunch and breakfast the next day, or whatever. That will be cheaper in the long run. Trust me. I know it'll get tiring sometimes, and some nights you'll come home, I'm so tired. If this does occur, and it will occur, it happened to me many times, you can go to your local supermarket anytime after 6 o'clock and get half off in food, okay? If you do that, you can buy two basically trays of food, one for that night and one for the next day. It'll still be cheaper. Of course, it'll throw your budget off a little bit, but it's okay. It's another way of doing it, okay? So yeah, shopping local. Avoid convenience stores. I love convenience stores, especially 7-Eleven, because it has everything, but avoid them. Because there's extra costs for everything. It might seem like small cost, but it adds up very quickly. For example, you buy orange juice every single day, let's say once a day for $1.50. It's $45, right? Your local store, maybe that same orange juice is $2.20. That's $36. So you save $9 just by shopping locally. And if you get that orange juice twice, there you go, it's $90 just on orange juice. So, versus $72 at the store. Either way, it's expensive, right? So I have bullet points here, just so I can remember, water. Tokyo especially, buy water. Buy the big jugs of water, and then have like a mini little containers, like one or two, and shove them in your backpack, and do that. And when you're at work or any other location you can, fill it up again. Everyone buys so much water around here. That's why they got soda machines everywhere, because it's a money maker. Average people spend about $90 a month on drinks. So if you really want to save money and avoid that, maybe reduce that 90 to 20. Buy the big old containers and pour it in the smaller ones, and then bring that with you to work. And when you're at work, refill it and then use that to go home. So that's what I did. So in between times, I never use convenience stores, and I never use pop machines. Okay, and that saved me quite a bit of money. Okay, let's talk about the weekend versus weekdays. The weekend, they charge you a little bit extra for pretty much everything. Let me give you an example. Like today, right now, it's 4 o'clock. Anything before 7, karaoke wise, it's cheaper. So if I go right now for 1 hour, it's going to cost me $2.40. I have a student discount, right? Same time on a Saturday, it's going to cost me double, okay? And if I go after 7, again, it's going to cost me double. So your fun, depending on what time, it's going to cost you more. Plus, there's more people wanting to go, so you're competing with everyone. Japanese do everything at the same time. So if it's Golden Week, everyone's going on vacation at the same time, so traffic's going to be crappy. If it's the weekend, everyone's outside. All traffic will be terrible. Every day after 6 o'clock, every station is terrible because every single person is going home at the same time. Yeah, so weekdays are better to have your fun. I suggest a Thursday, even a Monday. So your friends might want to go out on Friday, which sometimes will be fine. But just keep in mind, it's just going to be more painful, more packed, and it's going to cost you more for certain things. Okay. Let's talk about location, okay? Anytime you're close to like a main hub, like Shinjuku Station or something like that, food-wise, anything-wise, it's going to cost you more. If you're in the station eating dinner, it's going to cost you as much as possible. $23 for like a steak, mashed potatoes, and like a few dots of lettuce, okay? But if you go like 3, 4, 5 blocks from there, you can get that same steak for like literally half the price. So the closer you are to the station, the more things cost, basically. And if you're in the station, that's high as it's going to cost. So basically, don't buy things at the station unless you really need to, and don't eat around the station unless you use your budgeted fun money, you know? I'm just saying, but things around the station is going to cost you a lot more, okay? If you want to save money. I know it sounds like I'm saying don't have fun and just be so worried about all these things. If you just figure out your bottom line, and you can increase your fund budget to $500, you can increase it to whatever you want. It's just that there's these little things, especially like drinks, here and there that kind of nickel and dime you. That's how they get you in Japan. They nickel and dime you. For example, I bought a couch, okay? A sofa. You're thinking, okay, you bought a sofa. It comes with pillows. It comes with all this. It didn't come with pillows. There was no pillows. And they had levels of pillows. So like you get your standard couch, it's shaped like a couch, and you had your arm pillows, and you had your sitting pillows and your back pillows. So if I paid extra, I get the thick normal pillows you would see from America. Japan nickels and dime you. If I want to give you like kind of an extreme example, it's like this. You go into an auto place, I want to buy a car. They're like, oh, you're interested in the car. What kind of car? We get a Honda Eclipse. So like, oh, cool. Why don't you pick your frame? And you're like, frame? Yeah, pick a frame. Okay, I picked my frame. Now what? Why don't you pick your sidings and paint color? Like, isn't there like a whole car? This is just how it's done. Japan's always like rules. That's just how it is. So you pick that, then they're like, okay, now you're at $5,000. I'm like, cool. When can I get it? They're like, well, you still haven't picked brakes. I'm like, doesn't it come with brakes? Like, so I pick brakes, and I pick tires, and I pick every little thing. And eventually you have a whole car. That's how they nickel and dime you here, okay? They don't sell you the whole car. They sell you pieces of the whole car. And eventually you have a whole car. That's how I think of Japan. It's not bad necessarily, but it's not great business either. So, and most people don't seem to notice the small little things they get you on. So anyways, this is my idea and method to saving money. Most people save, depending on what they're doing, around $500 to $1,000, okay? To be honest, if you have student loans and they're really extreme, you're gonna lose money coming here. You're better off staying in your own country and just working a job there, unless you're not making much in your country. Then if you come here, you're just gonna be like partly screwed. Anyways, that's it for my video. I hope I was thorough as possible. This is the 4th time I did this video. I'm a little tired, a little hairy. I'm about to go shave, take a shower, maybe go for a run, and I will see you later. Peace.